On July 4th, we had a beautiful sunny day. The vegetation was thick in the little rainwater pool, so I've cut in a window and put in an observation stand so that we can observe the tadpoles this summer. If you can, watch this video on a large screen. It will be much more interesting. The tadpoles seem to use the cardboard viewing stand the way they do a little mud flat in the pond earlier in the season. Now that it's so vegetated, it seems they relish a place to relax, though often they are scraping algae off of the cardboard and feeding just like they do in the vegetation. Even when legs get as big as they are on the tadpole in the middle of the bottom of the screen, they don't seem to use them at all until they become four-leggeds. When I started this project, I was focused on leg development, and today was a perfect day to watch lots of tadpoles with legs in all stages of development. From the puniest little stumps that you see on some of the tadpoles, you've got a tadpole here with a fair amount of leg development. He'll be changing shape, getting some coloration within a few days. In the next scene, look at all the legs very carefully. You'll see 3 tadpoles there, all with very different stages of development. And of course, there are tadpoles in there with no legs whatsoever. I cut the vegetation at the water line to create this window in the pond. The tadpoles sit around on the bottom a lot and work low in the water, so you have to have a window in order to see them. You're going to see them at varying scales, and as the scales get tighter, you see fewer tadpoles, so you can't study community behavior, but you'll get some very good look at legs as they work. You also see the scrapers that they use to scrape the algae and bacteria off of the vegetation. This is pretty typical feeding behavior. They're using the scrapers around their lips to scrape algae and bacteria right off of all of those leaves. The little things you see floating around, some of them are dirt, some of them are algae, some of them are these really tiny little critters that I really don't know very well. Try to notice the varying stages of leg development on the different tadpoles, from the small ones with no legs to the big ones with almost fully developed legs. In the upper right hand part of the screen, there's a tadpole that started to develop the mottled gray of a toadlet, and if you watch it when it swims, look for the front legs. It's the first one of the year that I've seen with front legs. In about 2 days, that little four-legged will develop lungs, start the tail shrinking, and leave the water as a little hopping toadlet.